Hi Libras, and welcome to your November 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming up in your month of November. I'm really happy to be here and talking to you about it all, Libras. Welcome back. If you guys are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button if the reading resonates. And otherwise, we have a lot to talk about this month. Okay, so it is Scorpio season and moving into Sagittarius season as we are coming together. So what that usually means for a sign like Libra is that you are getting out a little bit more. You are pushing into a few new events and a few new circumstances and experiencing a bit of new territory. I'm feeling intuitively for your sign that there is a huge rebalancing that you have to undertake in November. The previous month of October, I think, was one of the most activating Libra seasons that we've had in a long time. So as a Libra, I would imagine that you are facing up against a lot of brand new challenges and a lot of very new obstacles. Not all bad, for some, not all good. But I think that you guys are going to really start to think about what is holding you back. You're going to really have a strong mind for what is not cohesive in your life, what is not coming together well. And ultimately, you're going to really get a new key in the month of November into a place that you have wanted access to for a long time. So the authenticity level of November has to reach a new high, I think, for the sign of Libra. The level of temperance, the level of holding yourself steady and centered has to really expand. And I think that you have a really great opportunity with the Death card and the Devil card coming up to transform out of any addictive cycles and to start to relegate a new existence for yourself, basically. Libra is really overcoming existential crisis and forging a new middle ground for themselves, really new, interestingly, experiences coming in for you. You know, for most of the signs, it's very contextual, it's very old school, it's very back to basics. But for Libra, I do feel it's quite new. So congratulations for those of you leveling up in this month. Okay, so there's a few things that I want to talk about. You have 5 major arcana cards in your reading, which signifies that this month will be very memorable. I always say if there are 3 or more, it becomes a very memorable month. So do be aware of that November is probably one of the most memorable times that you're going to have. So what choices are you making? What are you committing to? What are you signing up for? It will really stick, okay? Also, the friend group or the acquaintance group is feeling problematic a little bit. So for those of you who've been, trying to level that up, trying to get a stronger friend group, trying to get a better peer group or acquaintance group, that should really start to help you now. But I do want to bring your attention to peer and acquaintance groups because that might need some focus, okay? And before I get into the week to week, I am going to talk a little bit about focus. So keep it focused, Libra. Anything that's grabbing your attention, any loss of attention, any loss of focus is a detriment, okay? So watch out for too much social media. Watch out for, I was talking about this on Cancer's reading, okay, about social media, YouTube, all of these great beneficial things can actually make us very unfocused, as we see so many different contradicting topics coming up so frequently, and our mind jumps from one to another, and we don't spend a lot of focus on any one topic. It then becomes difficult in our day-to-day life to focus on things that need focus. So there's a need for focus in November, Libra, and there's a need to focus hard on something and to make something really beautiful, okay? Also, I think there's an emotional new leaf, okay? So you are going to start wearing your heart on your sleeve more. I'm feeling that Libra really doesn't hide its emotions nearly so much anymore. There's a really beautiful connection that you're having, maybe just in nature, just in solitude, where you finally feel an emotion again, or you finally feel a feeling that you haven't felt in a long time, a type of potential purpose or, love and enjoyment of the present moment. I think that one of Libra's greatest qualities is its ability to embrace the present moment. The inanimate nature of the sign of Libra, as it is the only inanimate object in the zodiac, the scales, allows it to not be so focused on different times. Okay, it's very good at just balancing and weighing out the current moment. So I think that is in your best interest for sure this month, is keeping it current, keeping it also macrocosmic, so collective to some degree. Watch out for getting too individually focused. What I don't mean like focusing on yourself, but watch out for trying to really get to the bottom of something, or trying to really parse through and just have this like focus on the deepest point of one aspect. Something is painful about that this month, okay, for anybody. And there is also a potential for like new love or new relationships, okay? I haven't recommended that for many signs, but you, Taurus, and I believe it was also Gemini, seem to be coming into contact with new romantic potentials. And it doesn't mean that you need to like go full force into that, but I do think there are tests coming up regarding that, okay? So reconnecting with somebody from the past. We have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio at the beginning of this month. It's a potential to hear from an ex, to reach out to an ex, or to hear perhaps from just an old friend or something. That could definitely happen. Ultimately, as we move through, you're going to be, I think, sitting prettier the more and more that November progresses. So getting closer and closer to Capricorn season as we go from Scorpio to Sag to Capricorn. As we are almost to Capricorn, you will get stronger. I think it's a great strengthening period for Libra. So on that note, lovely Libras, let's talk about your week to week with the tarot portion. So the first week of November, Death rooted down by the High Priestess. I think it's beautiful. I think that something about that is well timed. Okay, you're really looking back. You're really, I was saying a second ago that it's good to be present oriented, and I still believe that. But it seems with that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio still in effect at the beginning of the first week, you really are considering how all of your previous transformations have gotten you to where you are. And it feels kind of like a coming of age, okay? It feels like a coming of distance too. So after having gone so far with something, after having progressed so many miles, there is a landing pad, or there is like a helipad. That's kind of what I'm seeing psychically. So enjoy that landing. Enjoy that guarantee. Okay, something about a guarantee. Something about a guarantee of transformation, a guarantee of healing, a guarantee of a certain spiritual endeavor. Really getting to know who you are, okay? I like that. An understanding of identity. So through all of the things that you're choosing to embark on in the first week of November, every single thing, whether it be, that incredible new diet, whether it be that lovely new relationship, whether it be some type of like plotting or something, or, writing stories, making a plot, you'll see yourself in it, okay? And you'll see what you are and are not willing to commit to, and you'll see who you've become. And as that identity forms, you have a little bit of wiggle room with it, I think, because you have almost until like the third week of November to really solidify it. And let's think of kindness, let's think of beauty, let's think of expansion, let's think of communication also. How can I be direct? How can I be how can I understand this better? How can I really make sure that I know where I'm going with different, affairs or different events? It feels so important for Libra to just see themselves and to just appreciate it, and to just appreciate how far they've come, and have a bit of a reckoning there. So week number 2, Libras, you've got the Hierophant rooted down by 3 of Cups. So spiritual, again, the High Priestess and the Hierophant are like very similar counterparts. Super, super spiritual energy for you. You could be seeing a priest, or you could be seeing just somebody that you have an immense spiritual connection with. And it feels like there is a, how do I want to say this? There's a triviality about it from the people closest to you, perhaps with 3 of Cups. Have you noticed this, Libra? I've noticed this for people around me, people that I know in my personal life who are Libra. They feel, they feel that some of their acquaintanceships or some of their friendships have become very trivial. And that is a neat evolution to have. But maybe that's also a good thing. Maybe triviality is good to have in a small dose. Like maybe not everybody has to be, that life-changing, anti-hero in the story. So I think have a good time with the triviality. But yes, people who are crazy or people who are over the top or overwhelming, I would watch out for it. There's something mischievous. There's something maladaptive. There's something gossipy about certain friendships or certain people that you hold space for but do not know very well in your life, okay? Watch out for it, okay? Third week, you have Temperance rooted down by Queen of Pentacles. So really getting that rebalance going, really alkaline energy, great for the health, great for the body, totally good for Libra to take on that new incredible diet to totally refresh themselves, rehydrate themselves. I think hydration is the first and foremost most important thing. It does feel like you guys need a bit of a rejuvenation, as something could feel quite tired, whatever's feeling tired, it's a really good sign that it needs revamping or rejuvenating. Whatever's making you feel tired, whatever's making you feel repetitive, because the third week is meant to really be beautiful, okay? Many of the other signs had very treacherous things in the third week. Almost every other sign had an extreme, like 10 of Swords, death, 5 of Swords, shocking type of energy coming up. But you guys have a very perfect, health-oriented, authentic, and rejuvenating energy. So you've done something right. And I think that's one of the most important things for Libra in November, to just admit that you've done something right and to enjoy what doing something right feels like, and to just basically fall in love with yourself again, fall in love with your pursuits, fall in love with the thoughts that you're having, with what you're creating. Very creative energy coming up too, okay? Very highly evolved, very forgiving, very magnanimous. It feels like, I do think that Libra has been in a tough place for a lot of this year and has had to make a lot of tough decisions. And the third week is really just a great time for you guys to enjoy good karma, to enjoy what life has lined up, and to also maybe take the high road as well. There's something about really getting high evolution and also not having to engage in meanness or rudeness that other people are so excited to engage in right now. Libra is really, from what I'm seeing, setting a really incredible example, okay? Fourth week, Libras, you have the Devil rooted down by Page of Cups. So releasing those shackles, releasing those emotional shackles, getting direct with things. No need to beat around the bush with things, okay? You guys have to really see why there's a need to make turmoil an addictive process. It's interesting because Libra doesn't have a reputation for being the most emotional sign. Nonetheless, you guys have had a lot of emotional burdens to deal with, and it's been hard because people aren't used to seeing your sign carry that or have to, go through those types of emotional experiences. And what I'm thinking is that the resentment, either that you've experienced inside or from other people, is something that really comes back to benefit you now. Okay, so no longer are those people resentful. No longer are you resentful to them or yourself. Rather, there's an incredible, emotional authenticity that comes up with Page of Cups. And it's like you really start to understand motivations. Your empathy is really coming to the forefront in that week too, like how you use empathy. Are people maybe taking advantage of your empathy? Okay. Are you addicted to empathy or towards empathetic experiences? I think Libra is becoming more and more of an empath. And with that, we have to be able to emotionally detach too, because the Devil is all about attachments, okay? The Page of Cups is all about emotions, empathy, and obvious emotions, okay? So those things coming together, it's maybe predicted emotional responses, or having to try to control emotions way too much, hyper planning or hyper coordinating emotional responses in comparison to predictive events or how you think you should feel in a certain environment kind of robotic stuff. The air signs can be this way. So with that, Libra, I would think that the fourth week will be a bit of a test on, can you just let go and let God? Can you just, as they say, can you just release and let the emotions be what they are in the moment? And when you have an emotional experience, or when you have empathy as well, I think it's so important to just let it be what it is and to let it be natural. I think Libra is such a natural sign now, very connected to nature, very connected to the natural scheme of things. And also with that, I think that Libra can get a bit, okay, I want to detach from all these human experiences. I don't want to, deal with some of this, hyper complex emotional algorithming, So with that, I think that it's good to not think too much about it, let it be what it is. Let the natural responses come through. Anything like trying to really control your facial expressions, or trying to really control your posture, affectations, anything along those lines, really coming up in the fourth week and resolving themselves. So overall, Libra's beautiful, beautiful month for you. I really have to reach to look at anything negative. You guys are actually sitting pretty. You're flying well, okay? And the third week of November is a very karmic time for everybody, and it seems to be very good karma for Libra energy. But overall, just keep it simple, very spiritual. Try to not overcompensate for friends or relationships. Try to let people be who they are. Let yourself be who you are, and just embrace this sort of natural flair, and I think you'll do great. But anyway, Libras, I'm going to put together a quick extended for you over on Patreon. If you've enjoyed the reading, I'll pull a central theme and 2 supporting themes for you all. And as always, your likes, comments, and subscribes here on YouTube make my day. Comment below and let me know how the reading resonated, or what you're going through in November, and what you would like to see with future content, or what you thought of the reading. And without further ado, Libras, I will do this extended now, and you can click below or in the center of the screen to jump over to Patreon for it. So thank you so much, Libras. We'll talk soon. Bye.